Hi everybody, Matt Birney or Mike Beer taking a look at the formulated race today for Thursday, June the 29th, race number 7 at Belmont Park. 6 furlongs on the main track. Allowance, non-winners of 1 other than you've got a relatively short field. Let's take a look at the field. We've only got about 7 that are going to go in here. And head on over to the formulated races of the day page where you can get your free formulated past performances and follow along with us. We'll go right in order. The number 1's Curious Cal. First off the claim for Danny Gargan. This is a horse, Mike. You get a couple of races on his page that are competitive in here. I just wonder what kind of trip he's going to work out.
Yeah, I do too. There's a lot of speed to his outside, which probably doesn't help him. And it also, I guess it's fair to wonder if he's quite as good now as he was in the past. I don't really love his recent form. Gargan's good off the claim. There are, 3 straight wet track races if you want to try and make excuses for him. I just don't love his recent form, and I think there are better horses than him in this field.
It seems like he does his best running when he's out in the front, and I just have a hard time believing he's going to be able to clear up to the front down on the inside. The number 2 is Silver Assault, first time starting here on the East Coast. Goes out for Belmont, first time. Was over on the West Coast with Jerry Hollendorfer. His debut, I thought, was really good. I thought maybe he had something here, and then he missed the break in his second start, and ever since he's come back, he doesn't have the same kind of early speed, and he just has not replicated that debut.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with him. I mean, if nothing else, he's a little bit of a wild card, I guess, in this race, because you're right, he has the one race, the first start, which was really impressive, and his other 3 starts are all in stakes races. So, we'll see. 3-year-old debut off of a long layoff and a trainer change and a cross-country ship and all that stuff, and it's not like, he just found some kind of soft non-winner one. There's some pretty good horses in here. I'm not betting him, but I won't be surprised if he runs pretty well.
Another 3-year-old coming off of a long layoff is the number 3 Capitan. This is a horse from Mark Henning. Javier's got the mountain here we haven't seen since the middle of December down at Gulfstream. My biggest concern with this horse, you look at the buyers, you've got one buyer that sticks out, came on a wet track. Right. The rest of them not nearly good enough.
Yeah, true enough. I mean, we'll see what happens, and we have a formulator stat, I think, also for Mark Hennig, which not going to inspire a lot of confidence in you, and that can be a little bit worrisome. I'm a fan of this horse. I like this horse. I think he's pretty good. And I don't mind. I almost took a shot with him in here. I put somebody else on top, but I'll be using him for 2 reasons. I think his debut is a lot better than it looks. He ran really well that day in what at the time was a really live 2-year-old race at Saratoga. He was way the best in his second career start with an improved figure. And then, the National, where they tried the National with him, that was a race where he looked like it was a short field. It looked like he was going to be the speed in there. He stumbled at the start and wound up last up the backstretch and just didn't run any good. I'll give him a pass for that smooth air over the sloppy track the last time we saw him. The layoff is the concern. I think this horse is pretty good, though, and has a chance to be a good 3-year-old.
And again, that formulated effect, past 5 years, dirt 180+ day layoff, 1 for 29 with a 35-cent ROI. Let's take a look at the Timeform US Pace Projector, if we could, simply because I think the 4 Takaful, you've got a couple of decisions that you've got to make with this horse. His only victory to date has come gate-to-wire fashion. According to the Pace Projector, he won't be making the front. That's more likely to be Rectified on the outside. I don't know if I entirely believe that.
I don't know either.
My question for you is, was the first race just a total sort of shot in the dark? Because after that, he's been terrible in every race since.
I really don't know. And I guess that's the real problem with Takaful in this race is it's really hard to tell how good he is. And it's not like, at least, listen, you never know. Who knows how they'll bet the race? It almost seems impossible to me, though, that he's going to be some kind of really interesting price in this race. And I don't think I would be wanting to bet him unless he was. His debut was, to me, legitimately good. He was visually impressive. It was fast against the clock. 2 full seconds faster than the split division on the same card. I mean, he was really good that day. And listen, maybe he just doesn't want to go long. I mean, they're all graded stakes races too, but maybe he just doesn't want to go long. They're probably doing the right thing. Hit the reset button, start over, and sprint him off the layoff. And if he wants to sprint, he can beat this field. I just don't want a short number on him.
I think that's kind of the way. If you like this horse, you've got to approach it and say, you know what, the 3 times he's gone long, he hasn't done any running. And the other thing, too, is this is a horse that's very keen early on. He wants to go. So that's part of the reason I just don't know that I necessarily agree with the Pace Projector. Not saying that the 5 Rectified doesn't have good early speed for Charlie Baker. This is a horse, his most recent start, I don't want to hold against him. That pace absolutely came apart. They went really fast early on. And he's got plenty of races on his page that are good enough to get the job done.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I put him on top. I do think they will use his speed. I hope that they use his speed. I know that there's, his Takaful to his inside. Maybe Curious Cal goes. Who knows? Maybe Silver Assault refines his speed. So it could be a competitive pace up there, but I still want Carmouche to be aggressive with this horse because I think he's best when they send him. And I agree with your take about his affirmed success last time. He was in a New York bred race, and now he's in an open company race this time, but that field was better than this, but that was a super strong addition to that race, and the pace was fast, and he chased it, and it totally fell apart at the end. I just think he's in good form. Charlie Baker claimed this horse. I think it was a good claim, and I think he's actually improved it.
And you got a big formulator fact, too, for this horse if you do like. Charlie Baker sends this one out. Past 2 years, dirt, 61 to 180 days. Sprint Naira, 8 for 20 with a 278 ROI. I've got a question for you. You've already sort of tipped your hand a little bit that this is the horse that you like.
Yeah.
All 5 wins come in state-bred company. Is that any concern?
Yeah, it is, especially when you have a horse like him. He's already made, 17 career starts. These non-winner one allowance races, when you get these horses that have run, 15, 20 times, they're not my favorite in these kinds of races. But again, I think Charlie's improved this horse, and I think he deserves a shot in this race.
The 6 is Pop the Hood. You have the highest last out buyer in the field with a 95, the highest last out time form US rating with a 121. The problem I have with this horse is impressive as he looked last time. He got away with a slow, easy lead, and he's only won outright on the lead in all 4 of his victories. I cannot imagine a scenario where he makes the front.
I agree with that. I mean, he's looked pretty good since they've come back off the layoff. He's running faster races, and he's blown a couple of fields out, but you're right. I mean, he does his best running when they put him right up on the pace, which it seems like he can't get that trip in this race, and I mean, he just got such a candy trip when he won last time.
If you think there's going to be pace signed on in this race, in many ways, the trip should work out for the number 7 Toga Challenger. My concern, not necessarily from a buyer's standpoint, when you go back and watch his races, to me, he has not done anything impressive in any one of his starts.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I mean, listen, he's only run 4 times. Rudy's clearly improved him, and he could improve again. But, I mean, how much does he really have? If everybody else shows up in here and wins their best race, how much does he have to improve to beat this field? I don't see him doing it.
And he just seems like a grinder, not the kind of horse that, he's going to be able to work out a good position early in behind horses when there's early speed. I think there's a scenario where he's just going to get kind of run off of his feet, and I just don't know he's quite that good. So race number 7 at Belmont Park Thursday, the formulated race today. Let's take a look at the horses that we like. Mike, you already tipped your hand. I kind of already tipped my hand as well. You like Rectified.
Yeah, I do like Rectified. Again, I just hope Carmouche gets aggressive, and we'll see. We both picked horses who looks like we could cancel each other out here. I think they might both be going in here, but I still want Carmouche to be aggressive.
And I think that's honestly the only way, right now anyway, in my opinion, that Takaful can win, is if they go and try to bottom this field out and say, you know what, come and catch me.
Take no prisoners.
Yeah, maybe he's good enough, maybe he's not. We'll find out. Takaful from me, Rectified from Mike. And the formulated race today on Thursday. If you're playing at home, check out DRF Bets. All sorts of good deals for you, up to a $300 sign-up bonus, VIP for a week, drfbets.com/VIP. Belmont race number 7 Thursday. Scheduled post time is 4:46 Eastern. Best of luck.